and welcome back to the Timely Focus. I am Phil, and today I am here to show you guys my Rolex Milgauss, my very first Rolex, and I am super excited to own this watch. I have had it for a couple of weeks now, and I just want to take this quick time to share my first thoughts with you guys. I think it is super fitting for me, especially because I am a neuroscience PhD student here at the University of Denver, and the Milgauss, as probably you guys know, was developed for scientists back in 1954 by Rolex. It was designed for the scientists at CERN who were working around very strong magnetic fields, right? I work around a lot of magnetic fields as well in the lab. A lot of instruments that we use that I have been a little bit apprehensive to take my Grand Seiko or my other watches near. But with this watch, we have a anti-magnetic movement encased in a soft iron cage, a Faraday cage, right? So it is going to be protecting the watch from all of that harmful magnetic radiation. It is just, it's just amazing to think that this watch was designed for scientists, a very niche group, right? Not that many people are research scientists. And it just feels like it was made for me, so I really like that. It is absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh. This Z blue dial with that orange second hand, it looks different in so many different lighting conditions, but always looks amazing, which I really appreciate. Some watches can look absolutely bonkers in certain lighting situations, but look really flat and boring in some others. So I really like that this one looks interesting and a little bit different in all these different lighting situations. That I think is super cool. It's got this amazing sunray finished dial that can go from a really brilliant kind of turquoisey bright blue to almost black at certain angles and in certain lighting conditions. Really cool, really crazy. And that orange lightning bolt second hand, I mean, oh my gosh, that is just super cool. Very unusual too, and I really like that. The white gold hour markers and hands are very sharply finished. They look great. The crystal on this watch is also very unique. It actually has a very slight green tint to it. Now, you do not notice this when you are looking straight through the crystal to the dial, but you do notice it on the edges of the crystal where it kind of pops, and it is really, really cool. It is very unique, very unusual to see a crystal. I do not think I've ever seen on any other watch a crystal that is actually colored, that has a slight tint to it. So that is really cool. It has that kind of green Rolex tint. I like that. Rolex makes the Milgauss in two variations right now. The Z blue that I have, as well as a black dial, which is also amazing. But blue is my favorite color. This looks so good, and it is really one that you have to see in person. It is a little bit on the heavier end for watches. I think it's somewhere around 150 grams, and you can really feel that quality when you are wearing the watch. It has some significant weight to it, not to be uncomfortable or anything, but it has a presence, and I really like that. If I had to get rid of all my watches except one, I do not think there would be much of a question at all that it would be my Rolex Milgauss to keep, because this one is just, it is so cool, it fits me so well, and I really like that it is rather an under-the-radar Rolex, right? If you are wearing a sub or maybe a Hulk, right? Those are very famous watches that are pretty easily identifiable. But the Milgauss is not a sub. It is not that stereotypical dive watch that is so well known. And that is a great watch, don't get me wrong. I would like to pick up a Rolex Submariner and a GMT Master 2 Pepsi on the Jubilee. That would be super cool. One day I will have both of those. But this is the Rolex for me, no question. Rolex has their in-house Superlative Chronometer designation, meaning that they guarantee their watches to run no slower than -2 seconds per day and no faster than +2 seconds per day. So that is a very, very impressive degree of precision and accuracy. I mean, really, really cool, right? Because if you think about it, -2 to +2, that is a 4-second window, and there are 86,400 seconds per day. So if this thing is running at 86,402 seconds per day, the level of accuracy is like 99.999, a lot of nines. It is pretty staggering to think how well they are able to allow this mechanical machine to run, especially given all these different positions, all these different levels of electromagnetic radiation, and it is unfazed. It will run at -2 to +2 seconds per day all the time, and that has been my experience as well. Mine has been running very consistently at plus 0.8 seconds per day, so I am super happy with that. And this is rather unusual for me. I am used to my watches, like my Tissot, my Hamilton, my Seikos for sure, running many seconds in daily deviation. But with this one, I know that it is going to be bang on, that it is just dialed, and I really like that. The bracelet is super comfortable, it looks amazing, it does have those polished central links which also look amazing, but there is a trade-off, right? Because they will certainly show scratches more than a brushed finish. The clasp also has a built-in 5mm extension that you can easily take in and out throughout the day. So if your wrist swells a little bit or something, you can just pop that out and you've got 5mm more of bracelet circumference. So that is really nice. Another cool thing about this watch is that it actually has an engraved case back, which is, I think, totally unique to the Milgauss in the Rolex catalog. I do not believe there are any other watches in the Rolex catalog that have an engraved case back. I have been enjoying this watch immensely over the past couple of weeks that I've owned it. I am really looking forward to having this watch for decades and decades more. I will be coming out with a more in-depth full review, as I like to do, including more in the history of the Milgauss, because I think that the history is very fascinating, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. That really helps out the channel if you want to see more of these videos. God bless you all, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.